The Montgomery mansion looked perfect from the outside. Glass walls, marble floors, and gates taller than your dreams. But inside, pure chaos. By 9 a.m., another nanny was crying her way out the front door, mascara running like war paint. The twins, Miles and Madison, had poured juice on her shoes, locked her in the laundry room, and declared victory like mini-villains. 3 days, muttered one of the guards. A new record. Their father, David Montgomery, didn't even flinch. He was too busy closing another billion-dollar deal on his iPad. But when he spotted the resignation note, his jaw clenched. "I can't handle your kids." No one can. That line had been written more times than he could count. The next morning, a woman walked up the mansion's path. She didn't look like the type who belonged there. Thrift store shoes, simple clothes, and eyes that had seen more pain than luxury. Her name tag said D. When the butler opened the door, he whispered under his breath, "She won't last a week." D just smiled, slow and calm. "Baby, I've been through worse than spoiled kids." When David met her, he sized her up like an investor. "Let's be real," he said. "My kids chew people up and spit them out." D grinned. "Then maybe they just need somebody who knows how to bite back with love." That line hit him. She was hired on the spot. The first morning, she faced her test. Miles dumped orange juice all over her shoes. Madison rolled her eyes and said, "You don't belong here." Dee just wiped the floor and said, "Sweetheart, I belong anywhere I decide to show up." At lunch, when the twins refused to eat, she didn't argue. She sat down, started humming, "Ain't No Mountain High Enough," and waited. 2 minutes later, two curious faces peeked around the corner. "Who taught you that song?" Madison asked. "My mama," Dee said. "Back when we didn't have much but a whole lot of love." It was the first time anyone had heard the twins go quiet. Every morning after that, something changed. Dee brought warmth to that cold mansion. Cookies that smelled like home. Stories that sounded like heartbeats. The twins, little by little, started laughing again. Miles followed her like a puppy. Madison tested her limits, but Dee never cracked. One day, Madison threw a whole glass of grape juice across the kitchen. Dee didn't yell, she just handed her a towel. "Clean it up, sugar. We don't make messes we don't fix." Madison froze. Nobody had ever talked to her like that. And then, quietly she cleaned. David started noticing. One night, he came home early and stopped cold in the hallway. There they were, the twins on the carpet, drawing pictures, Dee reading aloud, her voice smooth and steady like jazz. He stood there for a minute, just watching. It was the first time he'd seen peace inside those walls since his wife died. "You didn't have to wait at the door," Dee said softly without looking up. "I didn't mean to interrupt," he said. She smiled. "You didn't. You just walked in on love doing its job." That line stayed with him. But not every day was sweet. At a dinner party full of rich investors, Miles lost his temper and threw food across the room. David snapped. "Enough! You're embarrassing me," he yelled. Dee stepped between them, calm as ever. "Sir," she said, "with all due respect, this ain't about you." The room went silent. She knelt down beside Miles and whispered something in his ear. The boy's shoulders dropped. He hugged her tight. Later that night, David asked, "What did you say to him?" Dee smiled. "Told him it's okay to be mad at the world. Just don't let it turn you mean." David didn't say a word. He just looked at her like Dee finally met someone who understood what his kids, and maybe he himself, really needed. Weeks passed. The house wasn't silent anymore. It was alive. The twins slept through the night. They giggled in the morning. And one rainy afternoon, Madison asked softly, "Miss Dee, do you have kids?" Dee hesitated. "Had a boy once. Lost him to sickness a long time ago." Madison climbed into her lap and hugged her. That hug broke something open and healed it at the same time. A month later, disaster struck. The mansion's kitchen caught fire, smoke everywhere, alarms screaming. One of the twins had left the stove on. David was stuck in traffic when the call came through. By the time he got there, fire trucks filled the driveway. And there was Dee, covered in ash, coughing, holding both twins wrapped in a blanket. "They're fine," she said, smiling through tears. "But you, mister, are fired for not buying a decent smoke alarm." He laughed, shaky, relieved, alive. That night, after the paramedics left, he told her quietly, "I don't think you know what you did here," she said. "Just loved what was left to love." From that day, no one called her the maid. She was family. The twins started their mornings with hugs instead of chaos. David asked for her advice on everything from homework to life. Then one evening, the kids surprised her with a picture. 4 stick figures holding hands under a rainbow. "See, Daddy," Madison said. "That's you, that's Miles, that's me, and that's Miss D." David smiled. "Looks perfect," and Dee just whispered under her breath, "Yes, my boy up in heaven, finally proud of his mama." Months later, a new brass sign hung by the mansion gate. It didn't say Montgomery Estate anymore. It said, "The house that love fixed," because sometimes the richest thing a person can give ain't money or power. It's love that refuses to quit.